A very good evening, everybody. Today is the 31st of July. A small update on how the garden is doing. It's been a warm and dry July, so I've been watering. I don't remember if I mentioned that this is a permaculture inspired garden. So that means no pesticides, no chemicals, etc., just compost. What the land provides, all grown on the premises. We are in zone 4B. Hot and dry summers usually. Long snowy winters with lots of snowfall. Although last year's have been abnormal in that springs have been overly short. We went straight from winter to summer both years, as well as autumn being 1 month shorter and summer lasting until October, which was nice for some of the harvests, obviously, but a bit concerning otherwise. So I forgot to mention that here we have a Chinese chestnut in its second year. I planted 2 as they need cross-pollination. Spacing might be a bit close in the forest garden. Let's see how it pans out. I guess I just wanted diversity. We'll see. Even if the trees do get smaller as a result, I don't really mind the crowding. I can always remove something, transplant something, or just let it be for all I care. So we have some progress, wonderful growth on the sand cherry, looking good. Caragana. Blueberries are still struggling, 2 of the 4. Some phlox lightening up the mood with some color. In the distance we have the cornelian cherry, the oak, the choke cherry, the plum, the gooseberry, the red currant, the haskaps, the Manchurian nut, the chokes I might have mentioned. Just 1 pear this year because we had a late frost. Killed all the flowers on a lot of the apples, the sour cherries, the pears. The plums I don't mind though, it seems. The rowan is always beautiful with its orange berries. And we also have a high bush cranberry in the distance. Here we consume that in honey in winter, or traditionally used in winter. I like to just have a spoon on occasion. It's an acquired taste, but the honey softens the edge. Some sunchoke along the border. A cultivar thornless seaberry. I'm not sure what they're called in English. I believe they might be called damsons, but they seem to be struggling as well as the plums. I'm not sure what the culprit is. I haven't done my research. Don't know we have plum curculio here or not, or if that's a North American thing, or American in general. Some of the Manchurian nuts here. Be trying those this year. See if the tree's worth keeping, since I planted 2 heart nuts and 2 walnuts, zone 4 cold hardy ones. In their second year, doing fine. Overwintered. I'm not mentioning a lot of the plants that are growing because the video would be extremely long. I might do some in-depth segments, if you will, about different parts of the garden and what's growing there. These are rather wild service berries and plums. The pumpkin patch doing much better than in the previous video of the 8th of August. Wasn't sure if they would kick off or not. As well as the cucumbers, slow to start because we had a very cold June and rainy, but they're flowering. There will be some cucumbers. And then we have the veg patches, the garden beds. And I seem to be the only person I've seen or heard of that has sunken raised beds rather than, or the sunken beds rather than raised beds. Because I put the frame on the ground and then put my wood chips onto contractor's paper, so the result is that the wood chips are higher than the soil level. Seems to be working fine, wind resistant at least, a bit of a microclimate because I can put my fleece over the edge, which is flush with the soil, so they have a bit of protection in the spring or when they're small, mostly in spring. So this is my perennial bed, rhubarb, self-sown sometimes when doing these videos, names of plants the names of seem to just evaporate from the mind. Yeah, a grape, not the best place for it. I might just build a trellis towards the shed over there. Lots of perennial onions, lovely, really prolific. Some lemon balm, lavender, sorrel, red veined sorrel. Red sorrel is toxic. And the beds, I mean, they're doing well this year. Some of them are overcrowded, as is the garden. I guess that's just my style. Carrot, parsnip, basil, beets, radish, parsnip, I said already, borago, kale, parsley, kohlrabi, Swiss chard, some broccoli that was devastated by slugs mostly. I kept the caterpillars in check manually by hand relatively well. Next year I'll be putting fleece over from the moment of sowing until about July probably, when caterpillar season is over. I had good onions in this bed. I harvested those. Those I've been curing the last 10-12 days. So now it's just the self-sown dill that's left, which is a nice interplant actually. The dill comes up and is not bothered by the onion, and then when you harvest the onion it really explodes into growth. And then I transplanted some daikon radishes and kohlrabi into the bed with the dill. Oh, and then we also have, finger time, celery and leeks. That's what these beds provide this year. Then the currants and the josta berry. The cold hardy grape, which does not require removal from its trellis over winter, hardy to -37, and Amour cross with Concord, I believe. It's a summer raspberry season. The everbearing have, or rather should I say the primo cane, second year have not started flowering yet. Or rather, my mistake. The first years haven't started flowering yet. The second years are reaching final stages of berry production. Orange. I mean, can't really see, but they're there. I shouldn't be making this video up this time of day, most likely. Not the wisest. I'm leaving tomorrow, and as I left this until the very last moment, this is the only time of day I could do this. Some flowers between all the productive plants to liven the mood. Mint. Oh, yeah, I like this one. I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but this is a funny one. This is a Rubus illicebrosus. The what do they call it in English? The raspberry, strawberry raspberry. Let's see what that's like. We have lots of perennials growing here. I just replanted the beans. There was a lot of beans there. The bucket is there to water the plants while I'm gone, leaving my mom in charge of the watering. So the buckets are in place so that she doesn't have to carry any. So we have more peas that I'm leaving here for drying so that I can replant next year. This is the new batch of peas that's gone in yesterday. Tomatoes doing well. I had some late blight, but I took off the leaves. Hopefully that will slow it. For now I don't see any new lesions. The beefsteaks over here doing well. Interplanted with some basil. Apparently that would improve taste, but it's a good place for the basil regardless. Some peas, some bush beans over here. Some of the field beans. These are nice. These are black when fully ripe. Quite beautiful. Yeah, so oregano, calendula, raspberries, strawberries, pokeweed. The sunchoke border with the pole beans that I harvested yesterday. It's dark in here. That's a nice truss. It's a big truss. Yeah, so then also harvested potatoes and garlic today. Might as well go to the drying station. Stuff is dark in here. That's a nice head. They're all like that. Somehow garlic just really loves growing here. Some of the onions that have finished curing almost. There and there. Down in this area we have the walnuts in their second year. I would say they're thriving. And this is all this year's growth from here. That's a lot. They seem to be growing fast. regardless. Same with the Manchurian nut. I don't know if it's the climate or they just quadrupled in size almost, I would say. It's insane. The mulberry doing great as well. Haven't had fruit yet though. They're in their 4th year. Peach. A zone 4 hardy peach, which is quite amazing what humans have achieved in terms of cultivation of all kinds of different varieties. The Sharafuga, let's see what that tastes like in a year or two. I mean, this has gone rampant. It's humongous, I would say. Oh, so what else? Apricot also put on a lot of growth. It's all this year's growth. So back down. So this is a heart nut we've got over here. So 2 heart nuts and 2 walnuts. I need to get 1 more peach and 1 more apricot for pollination. There are some cultivars that I have my eye on. I'll probably most likely be planting those in the autumn. So nearing the end of the tour. Here we have the plants, the flowering varieties basically. Rudbeckias, phlox, roses, peonies, some berries of burgundy currant, some hortensias, roses, liatris, I don't know the English name, Tradescantia, some hyssop over here. So what else do we got? I'm not sure what these are called actually. I'm sorry for my noobness. Some oregano. My god, do bees love oregano? I don't know, it's probably the favorite plant of the bees in my garden at least. What about you guys? Bumblebees also like it, but I've noticed bumblebees tend to stick to a bit larger flowers, I reckon. The courgettes, these have been doing wonderful in this location. So much sun. Oh yeah, and the persimmon over there. Can't believe I'll be eating some persimmon. Who would have thought I could be eating persimmon in zone 4B? It's still small, but it's good. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Maybe it's not the sunniest spot. I guess it gets around 7 hours a day. Probably something like that. Some more cornelian cherry. I planted. Oh yeah, I also have some gumi I forgot to show actually. 2 gumis. Because I bought gumis, but they sold me cornelian cherry instead, so I had planted those and then I bought some more cornelian cherry. Or was it the other way around? Anyways, I have 5 cornelian cherries, which is not the worst thing because they're early flowering. And yeah, there's not a lot flowering at the time that they flower. Some pawpaws. Slugs absolutely love eating the pawpaws, which is unfortunate, but they don't seem to mind too much. Very resilient. This is alpine raspberry smelling. Oh, what's the name? Oh, they smell so good. Oh yeah, mock orange, but not with the jasmine smell, but with the alpine strawberry smell. It's intoxicating, I would say. Absolutely mind-melting smell. Soon the Chinese artichoke will be flowering. Next year I'll have a go at their little tubers. The elderberries. I never thought elderberry could grow so fast. This was planted spring 2023. They are, I mean, 3 meters across, 3 meters high probably. Branches, I'd say about 7-8 centimeters diameter. Sumac, doing well. So yeah, there's some more currants, but I'll skip those. So that's the garden this time of year. It's a lot to keep up with at times, but the approach that I use with the wood chips and then on the slope you might have noticed I use hay rather than wood chips, and I go around maybe at most twice a month to weed it, and then in autumn and spring I put down a new layer of hay, and every year there are less and less weeds, so my workload is not increasing even though the amount of plants is increasing, if we're not counting the harvest, that is. Alright, that's that for now. Peace out.